Mercedes-Benz GLS is the S-Class of the SUV lineup here in Mercedes-Benz, and it comes in several different trim levels: GLS 450, which I have for you today, GLS 580, which I already reviewed, GLS 63A Sporty one, and the ultra luxurious GLS Maybach. Now today I'm going to take you on a complete tour of this GLS 450, and this is all thanks to Mercedes-Benz of Bonita Springs, so big thanks to them for allowing me to spend some time with the vehicle and take you on a complete tour of it. So we're going to start right up front, and we're going to see what's underneath the hood, walk around and talk about the changes for 2024. At the end of this video, I'm going to explore the technology inside of it, as well as take you for a spin. So if you like watching videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give me a like, and don't forget to turn on that bell notification ring bell so you won't miss any of the content that's coming out. And now let's get back to this. Six and seven passenger SUVs are not new to Mercedes-Benz. They've been making those for over 20 years right now, and this is the newer generation of the GLS. Now, while this is not a complete redone and redesign for 2024, there are several features that have been changed on it, making this vehicle, in my opinion, a lot better than the previous generation one. Well, let's start right here with the obvious. So you can see this big grille. It's completely different. It is bigger than what we've seen on the 2023. The other one was a little bit smaller and more rounder. They kind of squared it off a little bit, leaving that luxurious feel of it. You still have this horizontal bars over here. Now these are dressed in this smoked chrome, looking really good. You also have this huge Mercedes star behind which a lot of the safety technology hides. This, along with the cameras and the radar systems, control this vehicle, giving you that adaptive cruise control and several other safety features on it. Now, one thing I want to mention, that this particular one also is equipped with the AMG trim line, which is over $3,000 option, but it is well worth it. Why? Well, take a look at the one without it and you'll thank me for spending your money. Now, this is a lot more interesting as far as this front bumper design. You have this black splitter right here. Everything else is the same color as the rest of this vehicle, which, by the way, they call it the selenite gray. You have the active and functional air intakes right here for the better aerodynamics of this vehicle. And another new feature for 2024 are the headlights. So we have the multi-beam LED headlamps, completely new design on the interior of the lights. And let me see if I can blink them for you, so at least you can get an idea of what they look like. Now, as far as the rest of the design, the sheet metal is very similar. You still have this nice long hood with the two big bulges on top of it, and what's changed also is what's underneath it. So let's pop it up and find out. One thing to mention about Mercedes hoods, that they're very nice and heavy. That gives you that extra sense of security. Now, it's held up by the hood struts on each side. It also has some sound insulation and the double latch for that extra safety and security. And what's underneath it might seem like the same from last year, because it's still the 3-liter inline 6-cylinder turbo engine, but it now produces 375 horsepower, 369 foot-pounds of torque, so an increase from last year. Still made it to the 9G-tronic transmission, and it can propel this vehicle 0 to 60 in 5.7 seconds. So here on the side, the differences are least visible. It almost looks the same as a 2023 model year. Let me point out a couple of things from you. The AMG trim package not only adds the cooler design to the front end of this vehicle, but it also gives you the color coordinated wheel arches AMG rims, which in this case we have the 21-inch rims. 275 by 45 is the size of the tire. And we also have the night package, which adds the blacked out window surroundings, black roof rails, and the black mirrors. Now, talking about the mirrors right here, let's unfold them by sticking my hand inside of the door handle. I have the key on me, that's why I don't have to press any of the buttons. So the mirror have the turn signals that's inside of it. They also have the side camera and the blind spot assist. This vehicle is also equipped with the optional running board in here, and it looks big. It is 205 inches long. This particular one has room for 6, and we're going to check out the seating configuration. But before we do that, let's take a look in the back. Here in the back, it still looks very classy, very luxurious. Let's take a look and see what we have. Now, we have this built-in gate spoiler with the third brake light, exposed wiper, which kind of I wish that they hit it somewhere underneath here. And we have the brand new taillights. So the taillights might look the same shape, but there's a lot of differences on the inside. GLS 450 on one side, 4MATIC on the other side. We have this chrome tris going across it. We also have the load sill protector that's been added to this, and nothing too crazy as far as the bottom of it. You have the diffuser style bottom portion of the bumper, 7,700 pounds. As far as towing, this one does not have the tow hitch, but if it did, it can tow 7,700 pounds. You also have, unfortunately, fake exhaust, which I'm not sure why they do it. They could really do a nice real exhaust on it. It would make it a lot nicer. Also, what's nice about Mercedes-Benz, most of the vehicles have the exposed camera. Mercedes-Benz has it hidden, so it has to open up a little compartment in order to expose the camera, and that keeps it nice and clean, protected from the elements. And of course, we have the power tailgate, so let's see what's inside. Well, the gate is open. Let's take a look and see what's going on. So right underneath here, you can see that there's two buttons. One of them says stop. This is to close the gate, and this one is lock, so to close it and lock it. It is also equipped with the motion detection system at the back to open the gate. So you wave your foot and it's going to open the gate. Illumination here, both throughout the back to see that the gate is open, and underneath here. And as far as the cargo space, what do we have? 17.4 cubic feet behind the third row seat, which is very nice. And you see the cargo cover right here. This is removable. It can be either installed here or up front. I'll show you how that works, and let's take it out. But let's see what else we have. So the seats are controlled from either side. This side controls the third row seat, so let's push them and let them get out of the way so they can start doing their dance and fold. But you also have the height adjustment button in here in case you need to lower the vehicle to help you with loading up the cargo. Now, with the seats down, it extends the cargo volume to about 42 cubic feet, but you can also from here push these buttons and fold down the second row seats, and now you're up to 84 cubic feet of cargo space. Now this is nice and tall as well, so that gives you quite a bit of it. Also, you know, take a look at the third row seat passengers. They have their own cup holders, USB Type-C ports, storage. And if you see this right here, this is where you can install that cargo space as well. You have your own speakers, ventilation, and illumination for the third row passengers. Well, let me jump inside that third row seat and see if there's any room for a full-size adult. An important thing to mention when you're looking at the vehicle like this is how much room you have to actually get in and out of it. So this one gives you tons of room. Look how big is the opening, how wide the doors open. You can easily get in and out. Now let's take a look at the door panel itself. Right on top, you have the power sunshade, which is a huge plus in my book. This is all soft materials, leather wrapping right here. If you like the color of this leather, they call it the Macchiato. And as far as this trim piece right here, which is not my favorite, they call it a Linden wood trim. Now you have your seat controls for the back seat. They also have the seat heaters in the back. Burmeister stereo. Now this is just a regular Burmeister. The 3D high-end sound is another $4,500, and this is how you control that window sunshade with the same button as the window itself. You also have more storage at the bottom of the doors. And let's take a look in the interior. Both driver and passenger seat have some netting in here, and you have a bunch of vents in here. So you have the vents on the columns, on the pillars right here. You have the vents in the middle. You have your own climate control settings right here in the back. Now this is the 5-zone climate control, 2 in the front, two in the middle, and two and one in the back. You can also have the sixth zone if you pay extra for it. Now, if you like the color of this Macchiato beige, as I mentioned before, nice. This is real leather, and unfortunately, on the driver's side, you can't access the third row seat, at least not in an easy way. There's no like a shortcut button or anything like this, unless maybe you pull on this red loop, it's gonna, you know, fall down the recliner and stuff like this. On the passenger side, however, you have this little button right here, and when you push it, see, it does the work. It moves the front seat up, and then it adjusts it in the way that people can get in and out. And in a way, I kind of get it, because this is the safe way to let people in and out. But sometimes maybe park on the other side of the street, like when you're letting kids out of school. And this is how much room you have to get in the third row seat, which, by the way, I'm going to do right now and show you how much room there is. And of course, if I'm sitting here with this front seat pushed back, there's plenty of room. There's plenty of shoulder room, plenty of headroom, and I don't have to worry about the knee room, because this seat is moved all the way to the front. So if I wanted to drive like this, that's great. Now, what happens if I move the seat back? Now, this is not even the all the way back position. Let's see if I can fit in. Okay, well, my knees are definitely touching. You can see how much more room I would need in order to clear my knees, which, you know, I could be comfortable probably as long as the middle row passenger would compromise, but it's definitely meant for kids more than adults. And let's see what happens. Let's see if it has any sensors if I try to let it down on myself. So this is a problem with a lot of those power seats. Sometimes they work, you know, you push the button, then you wait. That's what you're supposed to do. Okay. And I have to hold it. Really? You have to hold it. No way. No way that it doesn't have. Yeah, see? I let go, it stops. Wow. I would not think of that. That should be a one-touch operation, so maybe I'm doing something wrong. If you know what it is, let me know in the comment section below. I'm not perfect, and let me see how much room I'll have sitting behind myself if I was driving. All right, guys, well, a couple things. Now, this seat is moved back quite a bit. I can also recline, and I can be really, really comfortable in here. Now, the seats are on the tougher side. They're not as plush as I would imagine them to be, or as I would want them to be. So they're very, very sturdy. And there's several different adjustments, so you can definitely make yourself comfortable. Now, if I'm sitting like this, I'll have all kinds of room before I would hit the front seat with my knees. So definitely I can be the driver, the passenger, and, you know, I can compromise, and I'll let myself in the third row seat as well. And now we're gonna check out what's going on right here. By the way, this is the new Mercedes-Benz fob. So you have the lock, unlock, lift the gate, panic button, nothing else in here. Okay, so let's close it. But as I get to this vehicle, all I have to do really is put my hand underneath or inside of the handle and open it up. And let's listen to these doors. Wow. Mercedes is like 10 out of 10 every time that I do that. And let's take a look at this front door panel right here. So we have some different adjustments. First of all, you have the 3 memory seat settings. You also have the heated ventilated seats, and you also have the adjustments for the passenger side seat. Burmeister stereo, window, mirror, lock controls. You have the opening for the gate, more storage down here. And this vehicle has the running boards that are optional, Mercedes-Benz illuminated right here. And as you can see, the driver's seat is definitely more bolster than the seats in the back. And you also have this new style steering wheel, one of the 2 different styles that you can get for the GLS, which this one would be my choice. On the left-hand side of the steering wheel, you have the light adjustments, fog lights. You also have the electronic parking brake and the dimmer. And if you look in here, that wheel is tilt and telescoping. So let me get inside and I'll show you the rest of it. Well, let's take a look at the interior of this 2024 GLS 450. First of all, starting with the dashboard right here, nice and soft materials right here. Love the illumination of the Mercedes-Benz, one of 64 different colors that you can choose from. That is, of course, in front, in the back, several different places around this vehicle that have that illumination, that ambient lighting, where you can either have a solid color or an animation playing. You have the two 12.3-inch screens right here. They're in the same bezel, but they are separated. You can see one screen here, one screen here. We're going to talk about this in just a second. Now, it's telling me also that the rear door is open. And voila, back in business. Now it tells me to fasten the seat belt. And so here's what we have. Let's take a look. This is fully digital instrument cluster. Went through this so many times before, but here's how you control it. On the left-hand side of the steering wheel, this is one of the two or one of the three different styles of the steering wheel. The new one with all this piano black kind of floating in or flowing down in here. I'm not really big on that. This one would be my preferred choice. But anyways, what's on the steering wheel? You have the home button right here, and then you can start adjusting it as far as the different views. Navigation assistance. You can even have the off-road mode, which, by the way, this vehicle is very capable off-road. I don't know if you know that, but you know, it's not just for looks, it's not just for decoration. These vehicles are capable of going off the beaten path. Of course, maybe not with the wheels and tires that it has on it right now, although these are not too bad. But if you get 22s or 23s with the low profile tires, you might have some issues in here. But anyways, off-road mode is going to give you the pitch and lean and the compass, speed on top, range at the bottom, 452 miles to empty. And you know that elevation right here, this is all messed up because we're definitely sitting on the second floor. We can't be 16 feet under sea level. So, I mean, this probably needs to be calibrated or something to that effect. But if you go back to the home screen, you can see the service tab, assistance, navigation, where you can see the navigation right in front of you instead of looking to the side on the screen. You have the classic display, sport display, pretty cool, nice and sporty. They also have the understated display. Again, elegant, classic, pretty cool. You also have this prism right here on the side. So what else we have on the steering wheel? Big Mercedes star. You have the cruise control settings. You have the cruise on and off main button, then of course the adaptive cruise control. On the right hand side, the top portion right here controls what's going on in the instrument cluster. We'll go through that in just a bit. The bottom portion right here, you have the volume mute button, favorite button, and the phone pickup and hang up. And here's your other screen right here. This is your main home screen. So you have your navigation, phone, radio. Moving down, media, apps, comfort. That's where you see some of the features of this vehicle, like the massage seats. Now this is the exclusive trim. So this is like the second middle of the line trim on the GLS, and that gives you that massage seats. You won't get it with the basic one, but with the middle one that comes standard on it. So then of course we can go back right here. We can have the seat adjustment, seat kinetics, lumbar side bolster, heating settings. You know, you can adjust several different ways. You can even adjust the automatic seat positioning, which I find it kind of gets me too close to the steering wheel, but you know, everybody likes driving different style. You can also manually adjust that and put it in the memory seat settings. Ambient light, this is what I was talking about as far as the colors. If you go to monochrome color, which again, so I'm doing all of this with this little trackpad right here. You know, I can also just do it with my finger, and you can have 64 different colors that you can set up on this vehicle, or you can have the multicolor display, play different animations, etc. Pretty cool feature. Again, back to comfort really quick, and hit that back button. So seat, you know, as far as the massage, you have the classic wave, hot relaxing massage, mobilizing, activating, workout backrest. Well, you can really be comfortable driving this vehicle. So this is two ways of adjusting the settings of this vehicle. The third one is actually this trackpad right here, which a lot of people like. And you know, you have several different shortcuts on it. So you have the back button, home button, just in case you get lost. This is an easy way of doing it. I just holding the camera in this hand, so it's hard to do it. But let's go back to the home screen and off-road settings. We already looked at this kind of. I'm just going to display it here versus in front. Now this is slightly different. So you can see, you can have the steering angle. Right now we're at 13 feet above sea level, I guess, so that helps. But it's still not very accurate. Downhill assist. I'm not sure what the M stands for. If you know, let me know in the comment section. Turn off the traction control. Here's your camera. This has the under vehicle camera, so that's pretty cool. Let me actually show this to you really quick in case you don't know how that works. It has a camera that's like really up front of this vehicle, and we're going to move back a little bit, so that gives you the ability to take a look at the rear view camera and see I'm close to the post over here. But then if I go towards the front, right, it turns on this camera, and as I start driving, you can see that more and more things become transparent underneath it. It's not that there's a camera underneath the vehicle, but it records and projects it on it so you can see what's actually underneath here, which is a neat feature to have. Well, then we killed two birds with one stone. You can see how the camera works, but I want to put it in reverse one more time. Kind of show you what else is here. So there's different sensors on the sides that kind of shows you where you're going. You have the active trajectory lines, and let's see if we have different settings for the camera as well. No, this is function is currently unavailable. That is it. So this is your camera settings. I thought it would be a little bit more, to be honest with you. Let's put it in park, get to the main home screen, and then put it in reverse, and voila. So I mean, that's just for that other feature, I believe. So you have the top-down view on your camera with the trajectory lines front and back, and you have several different settings as far as which camera you want to use. Right here we're using the front view camera, rear view camera, one side, second side, and then we have the auto, which I can actually rotate the vehicle and check surroundings of it. And it's very, very accurate. It's really good quality too. So, I mean, this is a really nice feature for this. Let's put it back in park, and let's see. Info settings. So this gives you everything that you need as far as the consumption, vehicle, engine. So engine will tell you here how much torque, how much power it's producing, the oil temperature, the coolant temperature, so stuff that you need to know. Boost pressure as far as your turbo, and go back here as far as the settings for the vehicle. There's so many of them, and I keep on saying this, but I will record the video just on this MBUX because this is such a robust system that allows you to control pretty much everything in the vehicle. So you have the assistance, collision avoidance, electronic stability control. So the system provides assistance when you start driving on wet or slippery roads. Active brake assist, active lane keeping assist, active blind spot assist. You have the settings to adjust, several of them. Early, medium, late. Yeah, you don't want to be late to the braking, especially if it's you know, on wet or slippery roads. Several different assistants, that attention assist, traffic sign assist, camera. Already looked at this. Open camera cover. See, the camera is right in the back where I showed you, and it is enclosed, so that way it stays clear from the elements. Then vehicle light system info, you can make adjustment to pretty much everything. And let's go back. Here's your smartphone settings, so you can actually connect. And let me connect my phone. Let's take a look if we have the wireless Android Auto, which I believe we have. Let's just take a quick look. I just detected my work phone, and I'm connecting. Yeah, it's the same passkey. And Android Auto. Okay, accept and start. We're not going to do the contacts right now or messages, but it is wireless Android Auto. So there you go. This is how easy it is to connect it to your vehicle as well. And this is basically how it looks. In order to get out of here, all you have to do is hit that MBUX button. So home system, several different settings, as far as the temperature control. As I start adjusting, you can see right here the temperature changes. And one cool thing that happens too, pay attention to the ambient lighting right here. If I heat up the vehicle, if I increase the temperature, it turns red all over the place. If I lower it, it turns blue. So that kind of gives you visual notification, hey, I'm heating up the vehicle or I'm cooling it down. By the way, several different settings for the climate control. You also have 4 vents. That's a lot. Plus you have the vents on the side, of course, so you can be really nice and comfortable. And right here, this opens up. So that also allows you to wirelessly charge a phone. You have the 2 USB Type-C charger, big cup holders. Now this one does not have the heated or cooled cup holders, but there's an option for that as well. And of course your trackpad, and this is your height control of the vehicle. You can raise it or lower it, or you can adjust it based on the driving dynamics and the drive modes, which, by the way, this is where you switch them. Now let's take a quick look and let's see what's available. So individual mode, you can customize it: sport mode, comfort, eco, and off-road mode. So I have to kind of confirm to activate drive mode. That kind of raises the vehicle and adjusts the suspension, the engine, and the whole 9 yards. But I am going to put it in the sport mode, and we can't do it with the roof load in the sport mode. That gives you that warning, which is interesting. And a bunch of shortcuts that are around here. This is for your main vehicle settings, kind of a toggle switch. I'll show you that in a second. Your favorite settings: navigation, media, telephone, volume, and mute button, and then nice palm rest for here. So again, this is your favorite button. It opens up the consumption traffic route overview, browser display off, and then the vehicle settings opens up this. So pretty cool. This is the one-touch operation. Basically, you want to lower the vehicle, boom, hit that button. The vehicle is lowering right now, as it indicates right there. And I'm going to turn that up. It's raising right now. And then the car wash mode. This is interesting because right now, if you activate the car wash mode, it's going to raise the vehicle so you don't scratch the bottom of it, fold down the mirror, windows and roof closed, Parktronic off, rain sensors off, rear wipers off, several different features that you would have to think of each of them separately, but not with this mode. You basically do it, with the one touch. And then let's go back and see manual shifting, downhill speed reduction, active lane keep assist, active steering assist, and then on the other page we have the active stop and go assist, interior protection, towaway alarm. They're all turned on right now, which is the way that I want it. And now let's see what else do we have here. You have a bit more storage. Open this up, USB Type-C port, and moving up, you have this frameless mirror with the HomeLink system right underneath here. And of course you can control your lights. You can also turn these on nice and bright, but you can also control your moonroof. Opens up the shade, pretty nice. This is a big moonroof, goes over the second row of seats. Tons of light can be had inside of it, and then of course it opens up as well. Guys, this is the interior of this 24 GLS 450. Let's talk about pricing before we take it for a spin. So GLS, as I mentioned before, has 3 or actually 4 different trim levels. The GLS 450 is the base one. It's available in the 3 different trim levels: the premium, exclusive, and pinnacle. Then we have the 580, then we have the GLS 63. Now those are the mainstream ones, which the GLS 450 starts at 87, the 580 starts at 112, and the GLS 63 starts at 145. Now if you're looking for something even more luxurious than that, they call it the Maybach. So the GLS 600 is the Maybach one. I don't even have the pricing here on the Mercedes website, but I've seen them for $215,000. So the GLS 450, starting MSRP at $87,000, all of them have the same 3.0 liter inline six turbocharged engine. All of them have 375 horsepower. You can choose from 3 different trims within the GLS 450, and that's the premium or premier, I'm not sure, then this exclusive trim, and then you have the Pinnacle. So this is the exclusive one. This is the middle of the line, and this one has about $10,000 worth of equipment added to it, making the total MSRP of $98,015, including destination. The most expensive additions to it is the AMG Line Exterior package, but like I said before, look up the Beige GLS and you will run to spend that $3,200 to make the vehicle look a lot better, like night and day. The Beige one looks like a toaster oven, I kid you not. Then the exclusive trim is $1,750, and that gives you that massage seats. It gives you a couple other options. Captain chairs, this is a 6-seater. That's at $160. Rear side airbags, $700. Power rear side window sunshades, it's $580. You have the 5-zone climate control for $500. Illuminated brushed aluminum running boards for $650. And the load sill protector at $220, and the first aid kit at $35. Macchiato beige and black leather is costing you $1,650. So this is what we have on this one. One other thing I didn't mention is the gas mileage. It's actually 21 combined, 19 in the city, 24 in the expressway. Not bad for this size of the SUV. And without further ado, let's take it for a quick spin. Well, first things first, guys, we're going to check the turning diameter, turning radius of this vehicle by making a circle here in this parking lot. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4.5 of parking spots it takes to take this vehicle all the way around, which is not bad for 205 inches long vehicle. Now, the steering wheel, I didn't mention that, but it has the flat bottom steering wheel. And the way that it's designed, especially on the side, it has this golf ball texture for better grip. And it definitely does have a better grip because of that. And the vehicle feels big because it is big, plenty of room. Right here in the front seat, I can move this seat back probably another inch, which, you know, if you are a tall person, I'm 6 feet tall, but you could be 6'5", 6'7", and still have plenty of room to drive this vehicle. And, you know, I have it in the sport mode right now, and we're going to see of how it drives. Merging in traffic first, 375 horsepower. And it goes quick, it's very smooth shifting, and it's very quiet on the interior. And even this one does not have this acoustic package, which can further dampen the sounds coming from the outside. You know, it is very nice and quiet ride. It's also very soft. It's not jerky at all. The transmission shifts when it needs to. Of course, we haven't done any accelerations, like real accelerations, but just regular cruising, which most of the people are going to do. You know, going to wherever you're going is that's going to be nice. Now, a little bit oversensitive, I think, as far as the sensors in here. You could hear that something was setting it off, and I'm sitting probably about 6 feet behind the car in front of me, so nothing is in between. Not too long ago, I've done the GLS 580, and a lot of people were commenting on the looks of this vehicle, were commenting on certain features of it. So I encourage you, if you see something or if you like something, just put it in the comment section. And you know, I love reading your comments. You guys are the ones that I make these videos for, so if you give me feedback, it'll be awesome. Now I'm going to stop right here and let's go. And we got it up to 60. Definitely, I gotta tell you, it's smooth, but the 580 just takes it up a notch to a little bit different level. you can definitely feel a little bit more of that engine noise coming in from the outside than on the 580. The 580, that V8 is much smoother, but this is not bad at all. I mean, still 5.7 seconds 0 to 60. It can take you to where you're going in style and comfort. Most of the vehicles, what's acceptable is even 7 or 8 seconds for the non-performance SUV, which this one is a family SUV, so definitely a good number for that. You can definitely get it up and going. It's got a nice maneuverability. It has a big hood, but because of the way that the hood is designed, it has these two bulges in the front. You can definitely see where it ends. It also has tons of technology that can help you in maneuvering this vehicle, especially in the tight parking spaces. So I'm going to turn it around and see if we can do another quick acceleration test on this, as the one that I've done before was not really from a complete stop, and I want to stop it, get down to 0, get to 60, and get the feeling based on that. Other than that, guys, we're almost done here. Take it back to the dealership so they can sell it. If you're anywhere in Florida and looking for a Mercedes-Benz, the guys here at Mercedes-Benz of Bonita Springs, very helpful group of people. They can definitely help you out. Pick that right vehicle. Link and the phone number in the description. We're down to 0. Let's go. 40, 50, and 60. Perfect. Perfect. Just because I was not standing still when I started that first acceleration test, that downshifting felt a little bit awkward. This one is perfect. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful and you found 1 or 2 things that you like about it. Definitely write it what it is in the comment section. Give me a like and subscribe to the channel. Helps me out a lot, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.